Hi guys, recently I made this chicken dumpling soup, which was kind of modelled on matzo ball soup, but seeing as matzo meal and matzo crackers are really unavailable here in Ireland, I replaced the matzo balls with these chicken dumplings and it was so comforting and delicious. It was also really healthy and can be thrown together with not a whole lot of work at all. To feed 8 people, start off with 10 skinless, boneless chicken thighs and add them to a food processor and blitz them up until they're really smooth. Then transfer the meat to a large mixing bowl, and to that you should add a good bunch of finely chopped chives, but I couldn't find any, so instead I'm going to finely chop some spring onions. Add them to the chicken along with 160 grams of whole wheat flour and mix it all up. You should add a good pinch of sea salt flakes and freshly cracked black pepper here. I forgot, so I seasoned the broth afterwards, but it would have been better if I seasoned the meat at this point. Now take a baking tray lined with greaseproof paper or parchment. Then take the big lump of meat and aim to separate it into about 40 small meatballs. Do this by halving it and then halving each half, and just continue until you have about 40 small meatballs. Now transfer them to the fridge to firm up until they're needed while you make the rest of the soup. Do this by dicing up 4 large carrots and adding them to a bowl. Then take 3 sticks of celery, chop them up as well pretty finely and add them to the bowl with the carrots. Now take 2 large onions, peel them and dice them up and add them to the bowl with the carrots and celery. Then I heated 2 tablespoons of rapeseed oil in a large pot. Then I added the bowl of diced vegetables to fry for a few minutes until they just start to get tender. This actually took me closer to 8 minutes, during which time I added some cracked black pepper and some sea salt flakes to make up for the seasoning that I left out of the meatballs. So 8 minutes later I added 2.5 litres of good chicken stock. I brought it up to the boil before I turned the heat down to medium-low and let it simmer for 15 minutes. I then took the chicken meatballs out of the fridge and gently dropped them into the simmering broth one at a time, and then let them cook for 5 or 6 minutes until fully cooked through. Take one of the larger meatballs out and cut it in half, and if it's cooked all the way through, then you're done. Now just add a really generous handful of parsley leaves to the soup, mix it up and taste to check for seasoning, and if needs be adjust by adding more sea salt flakes. Now just ladle out the soup, giving each person about 5 meatballs. And then just tuck in and enjoy. If you have cold or flu as well, this will really help to soothe those symptoms. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you liked this recipe. If you did, hit the like button below and the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check me out on social media as well. You'll find all the links to my accounts in the description below, as well as the link to my blog where you'll find this full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.